No, we couldn't make it that easy for everybody. So we also randomized a few things. And in week 2, we're going to be randomizing a lot more things than usual. So what's randomized? Well, obviously the overworld is going to be completely randomized. Where things are, where the search spots are, what's on the spots, where the towns and the dungeons are, all of that thing. But this week, in addition to that, we're also going to be randomizing the weapon prices on armor prices that are in the stores. We're going to be randomizing enemy statistics. And that includes, by the way, the Dragon Lord 1. That could get interesting later on. And there will be a single enemy known as the Wet Noodle that will appear in the enemy zone 0, the area immediately around Tantagel Castle, that is guaranteed to have no more than 5 hit points and a relatively low attack power to give guys at least a chance. Finding it, though, might get interesting.
And with the early results here, pretty good. We've already seen a silver harp, and everyone is starting with the big stick right out of the armory.
All right, that's definitely gonna help. Now then, this week we're looking at Monsieur Slime, Vralis, Lord of the Synth, and Algebrab as our runners. All 4 very good runners. We're actually looking at 3 of them already having come in second place last week with 3 points each. Algebrab scored first place in his. We are already seeing several dungeons that are around here.
Oh my goodness, that Drakima is worth 250 experience points. Ali Gerbrap out to an early lead here, up to level 7.
33, 22, 33?
We've had 2, 3 triple levels here. Triple level twice for Ali Gerbrap on 2 kills. Gotta love that chaos.
Well, that's certainly going to get him off to a commanding lead before the Metal Scorpion sends him back home. Looks like Poltergeist have baby breath.
That baby breath won't be a threat for too long if they keep gaining levels this quickly, Sneaky.
You definitely have a point there. 250 experience. I love it, but man, this has really started going off. You've got several caves nearby. It might be safe to check out. Looks like Algebrap is going to be checking out the cellar.
And scorpions are fairly valuable as well, giving 158 experience, and they seem to be fairly common based on how often they're showing up.
Looks like in the basement is gonna be Mountain Cave, I think, because he bonked up and down. So that really, I think it's either gonna be Garum or it's gonna be
It's Mountain Cave, judging by the movement, I think, on Sid's side, but I'm having some difficulty tracking here. It could also be Swamp South, possibly.
Swamp South, you can go up 1 tile before you bonk. Lord of the Synth went down there. I think it was Tablet Cave because I don't recall seeing him running into anything. Lord of the Synth now checking out this next dungeon next to it. That can't be Swamp North, can it? Maybe. We don't know. Unfortunately, the werewolf sent him back home before we could determine that.
It must be the Garen's grave, judging by the 3 chests together in the dark.
Oh, valid.
So as you can see, the levels are flying fast and furious here. With those good monsters early, we should see some levels continue to rise if they're going to try to hunt down these monsters. If they're brave enough to hang around for 101 attack power at level 7.
Yeah, that early Erdrick sword really makes up for the fact that they still don't have any hurt or heal spells yet.
Sleep could be a useful spell, though, if they run into a monster that gives a lot but likes to run away.
Either that or a monster that hits like a Mack truck that they want to get away from, too. Remember, if the enemy is asleep, it's a guaranteed run.
And there's an example of chaos as Ali takes out a Magidraki and gets less experience than it's worth normally. And that's difficult to do.
Indeed. And I seen an armored knight running around earlier, but I don't think anyone's managed to kill it yet.
So right now everyone's kind of feeling out the early situation. No one really making much headway on exploration. Just trying to figure out where to go first as they try to get some levels along the way.
Yeah, I know if I had run into something giving 250 experience, I'd be grinding that for a bit.
And Monsieur Slime diving the grave almost to the first staircase downwards. Going to check out those other two chests potentially. If we can get past this evil Drakey. Pretty nice experience return on that Drakey. 121 experience.
Nice. Looks like the seed has been very generous for the initial grinding areas as far as experience allotments go.
Oh no, Monsieur Slime does not know about the Drakima giving 250 and runs away.
Looks like Lord of the Synth has found Garenham.
And we have coal for Vrelasis. Vrelis, pardon me. Stones of Sunlight, sitting by the fountain.
Just some gold in Garenham.
Could be useful for some nice armor along the way.
Well, with randomized prices, you never know what you're going to get. 2,300 for the silver shield. That's a steep discount considering it's normally 14,800.
And the obvious play here is just exit the town, refresh those chests, and just get the money you need. Get that shield, 20 defense.
Yep, that's what we call the ghetto grind, or the manual grind, as opposed to an actual gold grind, which takes advantage of the fact that the game can only remember the fact that you've opened 8 chests before heading out into the overworld. So you open more than that, it doesn't remember that you actually opened them all. Also, a hand axe for 12,000, yikes. Probably not going to pick that one up.
If they want to get rid of Erdrick's sword, sure. But they could actually find a cheap weapon potentially and see what Erdrick's sword can be sold for. It's easily obtainable at the castle. We do have Rimmeldar on Vrelis' side. Gold in the inn, and we also saw a droll take out Ali using Dragon Lord 2 Breath.
Druid Lord has stop spell.
It also hits pretty hard, you have to add on top of that. It looks like you're going to have a bit of a manual grind here in Rimmeldar.
All they really need is some armor, and they're pretty well set.
Yeah, the story items are coming along. We've already seen 2 of them. We just have to find the token at this point.
And with those Drakemas worth so much experience, this could be quite the fast seed.
Oh, it's chaos. There's always going to be something that's going to cause a huge issue.
You do have a valid point. There's been more than one seed that looked like it was going to zoom forward, only to stall out. Monsieur Slime now finding his stones of sunlight and coal.
And Synth finally getting some levels and starting to catch up on everyone else here, up to 6. And we have a Sharlock sighting on Synth's side as well.
And if you like this kind of content, do follow our runners. They are just gone ahead and link those in the chat. And of course, I am Sneaky the Lost. With me in the commentators booth is Brysulf, Math Girl is our restreamer, and then Kemion, Renokai, and Centroid are our trackers for this evening. Give them a look and a follow as well. We could not do this without the people in the back.
Absolutely. The production's only as good as everyone putting the effort in, so everyone should get their aplomb. And by the way, while we were having Sneaky do the plug there, we also saw that the Wraith has 177 experience points to hand out to any brave soul that'll take it on.
And it looks like Algebrap has also found Charlock, which might be really useful information considering how fast things have been progressing so far.
Charlock, I believe, is just to the southwest of these towns, or maybe to the west. It's somewhere in that neighborhood, from what I saw. It's not too far from the castle at any rate.
And I think that was Jerk Cave that he went into there.
And as I said, you need to be brave to fight those wraiths, because they hit like a truck.
High risk, high reward.
Looks like Slime is just going to settle down and try to do some grinding. These blue dragons handing out not a whole lot with 26 experience.
Magiwyvern's worth 185 though.
We've seen at least 5 that are giving out a minimum of about 150. There's some excellent eats on this particular chaos.
Level 9 is where Hurtmore is, and that is also going to really open up some options for a lot of these things.
The Armor Knight is swinging a nerf axe, no damage and then 1 damage, but only handing out 15 experience, so definitely not worth the fight. Golems, likewise, only giving out a measly 12. It's upside down world. You don't want to fight those typically endgame enemies on a regular seed.
Trolls with DL2 Fire Breath taking Brayless back home.
Metal slimes appear to be punching pretty minimally, but must have a high agility. Difficult to get away here for Synth.
And high defense too. He was only doing 3 to 4 damage with it.
This knight goes down pretty easily and gives out 5. Count them, 5 experience points.
The minimum amount of experience that any monster can provide in this seed.
It's a real feast or famine out there, as a green dragon gives 123, another excellent monster to be taking on. We have Mountain Cave. Vrelis is going for the top floor chest here, cut off by a wizard. But no problem, 125 experience, and picks up an herb. Still waiting to see who will have the big breakout find first. This is a new find here on the top right, and a good wizard to kill here for another 100, what, 20 some was on 25. And a level it looks like as well. 26 power? Yeah, that was 2 levels. Oh my.
And Rayless has actually briefly, at least, taken the experience point lead at this time.
And that power would be pretty much right where you'd want to be on a typical run, closing in on 130 attack power, as 2 more chests are beckoning as another wizard lines up to take a beating. And another level coming up here. What do we got this time? 3 more power, 2 agility, 11 hit points, 10 magic points. Very nice.
And more magic, too.
There's the token. So all 3 story items have been obtained. And we've seen 2 cursed belts. Does that logic still apply on this version?
Yes, it does. That means that at least one of those search tiles are probably going to be empty. We're running out of things that they could potentially be. The armor, of course, is still outstanding, as is the death necklace, but I think those are the only two things left.
I believe we have not seen a fairy flute either, unless that's no longer a search spot.
Oh no, that could also be a search spot, so you're correct. All three could be in play, but at this point it's looking doubtful.
We have seen
More
two different...
levels. These levels are just coming fast, aren't they?
Indeed they are, and we have seen 2 cursed belts, so if that does hold true, then all 3 search spots are possible. Stones of Sunlight already accounted for out of coal.
Yeah, there's the 3rd cursed belt there at the end of Mountain Cave.
146 attack power at level 14. The hit points are right on the precipice. Magic points lacking behind. That agility is phenomenal as well. These stats are just out of control.
Yeah, well, keep in mind, the final fight is going to be a lot different than it normally is. Those would be awesome stats to try in a normal Dragon Warrior randomizer run. However, in Chaos, everything is different. Now, the first phase of the Dragon Lord, their stats is completely randomized, so you could end up with the phase 1 hitting you for 101 damage, or doing all kinds of stuff with the Wombo combo with the sleep and then the DL2 breath. But the Dragon Lord 2 fight can have anywhere from 100 to 230 hit points. Normally it's only 150 to 165. And there's a possibility that he has either sleep or heal. And with a randomized stop spell resistance, that can make that fight a lot more dangerous than he normally would.
And my goodness, there's 2 more triple-digit experience point monsters in a red dragon, and I missed the second one, but it was worth 230 experience points. And there's the Drakima they all want to see. That's worth 250. Fantastic get there. And is that another level? Sure is.
Yeah, those Drakimas are now one-shot kills for all of our runners, so that is going to be an excellent way to grind.
8 more power. Their attack power is 154. My goodness. At level 15. I don't care how tough the Dragon Lord is. That is very nice.
That's definitely where I'd want to see my strength at if I was going to take him down. However, those hit points are still lacking, especially if he's got heal or sleep. He can drag that fight out, and you really want a little bit more of a buffer for hit points than usual.
The bigger issue I'm seeing right now is those magic points being so bad. Axe Knight on the spike spot in Hawk's Nest, hitting reasonably hard. Let's see how tough the Axe Knight is.
Eating a hurt more and an attack and still not going down.
2 attacks, actually, and then a second hurt more. So somewhere between 100 and 150. Not super valuable, and we have the armor in Hawk's Nest.
Vraylist doing an awesome job of getting his honeydew list taken care of.
And holding the experience point lead, as we see Ali now finding Hawk's Nest, but ducking out, I guess, feeling not ready for the challenge.
That Axe Knight is actually pretty scary when you consider how strong these people are right now with the attack over 150 and still only doing 23 damage a hit to that Axe Knight. That Axe Knight's gotta have close to Dragon Lord level defense.
Yeah, for sure, and no hurt more for the other competitors as of yet, so they may have some difficulty until they get to that point. Sorry, I meant heal more, not hurt more. My mistake.
Speaking of heal more, at level 16, you get all of the spells you haven't gotten yet guaranteed, so Vraylist now has everything.
Those magic points are just heinous. They are really, really bad for this level.
Yeah, though that MP total is not where you want to be.
That's only 8 heal mores, and if the Dragon Lord is remotely mean, that is not going to be very doable.
So it looks like that regardless of whatever is on the tile, if it is even in play, which it may not be, it's going to be completely irrelevant. Vralis already has everything he needs. He just needs to get to the dirt cave over by Charlock to get his rainbow drop, grind out a few levels, and is in a prime spot to be our first runner to encounter the Dragon Lord and see what's up with that last fight.
These levels at some point could slow down because the experience requirements on Chaos can get excessively wide. So far they have not, but at some point you might get a level that's several thousand experience.
Oh, absolutely. There was a seed just the other day where they were getting levels 100, 200 points a pop, and then there was one that was like 4,000, and then there was like 2 or 3 levels in a row that was less than 200 points apart. So you never know with Chaos how much experience you're gonna need for your next level, unless of course you rescue the princess and she tells you.
That is a nice little side feature of the Gwaelin positioning system. You will be told how much experience you need to get to the next level. Not necessarily something you'd want to really push along with, but nice to have, I suppose.
Grailus looks like having a little bit of connectivity issues. Hopefully we don't lose his stream.
Especially with the current lead and on story experience and everything. That is the one to keep an eye on. And now we've completely lost the stream there. As we see a level for Synth getting that 26 power. Probably, I believe that's a double level.
Yeah, while our back office people try and get him back up and running, looks like Monsieur Slime doing some exploration as well. Algebrap is going to be going down in this dungeon. Ah, there we go. We've got him back.
Oh, the poor wizard does not like this technical trouble, but quickly disappears as the technical troubles clear up.
Monsieur Slime finding Charlock, and we both know that behind Charlock is that dirt cave, but Monsieur Slime not having everything he needs to do the turn-in just yet. But here's Vralis finding it, who does have everything they need to turn it in, and there's the cave right there on his screen.
What an absolute just joy of exploration here. Gotta be loving this if you just keep finding stuff in the right order and just it all rolls forward. It all rolls downhill. It's a beautiful thing when it works out.
Spectres with Hurtmore sending Algebrap back home.
We'll have to wait and see what the plan is here, but I'm expecting a little poke into Charlock, and indeed that appears to be the thing. So for all of you on your bingo card, if you had 23 minutes for getting into Charlock, well done.
Now, just because you're in Charlock doesn't mean it's over yet, especially not with that MP total. However, if nothing else, could gain a lot of information about what this fight is going to entail, which in turn will inform the runner what they're gonna need to be able to take it down.
Poor Synth finds Hawkness, but has almost no resources left, so has to abandon ship.
Yeah, sadly, Healmore doesn't show up until level 16.
Green Dragon on the spike spot. They're a little tough, but they do give triple-digit experience points. Not the worst thing to try to grind on, just very time-consuming.
Especially with the fact that they don't do a whole lot of damage back to our runners.
Might we get a Dragon Lord look? It appears we will.
Alright, so what sayest thou? Thou art a fool.
Better than agreeing. Here comes some sleep attempt, and the Dragon Lord is asleep. Very nice.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Just, you know what? I don't care what you have. Go to sleep. Go away. I want to talk to your big brother.
That's somewhere in the range of 110 to about 170 hit points for Dragon Lord 1, it appeared. And a stop spell, and it blocks sleep. Oh my, this could be it with this attack power. This is something else.
First try stop spell. We could have a sub 30-minute victory depending on how often. Because remember, each time he's cast sleep on the player at this point is going to be a free turn that he doesn't need to worry about. He does that often enough. We could see a victory here.
I can't see it not happening, barring a mistake from the runner on a miss menu or just a misjudgment. This thing is all over with. We have Cantlin for slime on the top left. And yeah, this is so over. It is unreal. Oh my, the Dragon Lord has been rendered null and void. Look at this, boys and girls. It's
GG's.
Absolutely incredible. A 26-minute chaos seed here. Play by Vrelis. Unbelievable. Vrelis pulling it off here. Just beautiful. Sneaky, beautiful.
This is the kind of seed that you just dream for.
The perfectly routed, and again, you know, there's a lot of luck in that, but just rolled that boulder down the hill and just smushed the Dragon Lord at the very bottom. Grind him off the bottom of the shoe. Oh my goodness. Coordinates are actually pretty easy to count out. They're, as we know, unnecessary, but 29 south, 14 east, pretty easy count.
Now that's almost going to have to be either the flute or the death necklace, which, as you said, completely optional. But unfortunately, Monsieur Slime does not know this, because he still doesn't have the armor.
Absolutely breathtaking, though, you gotta say. That's gotta be a chaos record, right? For a tournament? I can't imagine someone's done one quicker than that.
Record or not, it's just amazing and just an honor to be present for something like this. I can't believe it. Let's see if he's willing to come on into the commentator's booth and give us his opinion on that.
Well, whatever he does, it'll have to be right, because everything else he did was correct. Oh my goodness. 26:21 is your official time. Thank you, Math Girl. Unbelievable showing. Our other three racers now still in the hunt for 3, 2, and 1 points. So the second place means a lot here. That's 5 points to Vrelis, but there's still 3 points up for grabs for the second place. As the runners all kind of have what they need, they just got to find... We have an armor actually pick up for Ali. I missed that. But missing the token. They all need the staff. There's some work to be done for everybody.
Looks like Lord of the Synth has found Hawksness and is going to go after that Axe Knight, which, as we know, guards the Erdrick's armor. Now, wait, just a second. An Axe Knight guarding Erdrick's armor in Hawksness?
Don't even say it. Don't even say it.
All right.
Randomized, is it?
Yeah, welcome to the channel, Vrelis. How's it going? What is your opinions on this seed?
Wow. This was unexpectedly fast, yeah.
Unexpectedly, that was a chaos, and you did it in 26.5 minutes. That's wow.
Yeah, it looks like I just managed to go the right direction every time. I don't know if the other guys had trouble getting off level 1, but that was really fast for me. And I just got lucky that I had everything when we got down to Jerk Cave that was right next to Sharlock, and I guess I repelled everything in Sharlock, and yeah, the Dragon Lord slept, and the Eldu had sleep. So yeah, that was a lot of fortune all in once.
something interesting here, I'd have to think. Would the other runners now be almost kind of panicking? Because you finished in 26 minutes. They're thinking, this has to be the craziest one-off ever, or should I be like close to finishing right now?
Yeah, I've been there. I would be in the it's almost over. I have myself far behind.
Well, it's
Most
interesting.
Most of them aren't too far behind, though. I mean, Monsieur Slime at least has the 3 items, except he's got the harp instead of the staff, but he knows where the staff cave is, I think. So, you know, they're starting to get there. But man, I tell you what, Vraylus, you just beelined it to everything.
Yeah, I certainly didn't expect that. Usually, I always feeling like I'm always behind anyways. Just when everything worked and just lined right up, that was pretty good.
Lord of the Synth picking up Erdrick's armor, so now I believe all 3 runners have the armor. Nope, sorry, Monsieur Slime's still waiting, but about to get the Staff of Rain. So that's the first of our 3 runners to make that critical trade. And now it just comes down to who is going to get that drop together and have an absolutely immaculate Dragonlord fight. I'm kind of curious, since we have 1 runner finished, but we might want to wait till a couple more go through before we look at it. So let's wait, but we do want to see the stats on Stop Spell and Sleep, because both of those hitting first try was pretty cool, gotta say.
Yeah, that was a lot of luck. I mean, even if that's like 1 in 16, just the fact that it was was just a lot of luck.
Yeah, but once you landed that stop spell on the Dragon Lord 2, it was all over but the counting at that point, practically.
Yeah, I figured it was a bit iffy going with, essentially 7 heal mores after trying Sleep and Stop Spell. But huge attack power, and if they had Sleep, that was pretty easy with.
And keep in mind, viewers, we don't know what Dragonlord 1 is doing, whether he's a wimpy little noodle arm or has been hit in the gym, because we never saw an attack.
Oh, there's almost a Sparko bridge, just a little bit more terrain than a single tile over that bridge.
Slime now into Hawksness, going to hunt an Axe Knight, and probably going to pick up the armor, and sitting in control overall with that situation, assuming the armor pickup actually lands here. I don't believe anyone else has found the Staff of Rain as of yet, so this is Slime's 3 points to be had, and actually, Ali's still looking for Mountain Cave, needing Erdrick's token still.
Lord of the Synth finding Breckenary.
I didn't even see it happen, but apparently Synth rescued the princess.
But yeah, I mean, just because we've got our first place runner done doesn't mean this race is over yet. Remember, everybody needs to get their points in. We're going to be running 5 weeks. Each week has a different set of flags that we're going to be running. And at the end of those 5 weeks, we're going to count up everybody's points. The top 16 players are going to be doing their own version of March Madness, so break out your brackets at that point. So we still have 3 weeks. It could still be anyone getting into that Sweet 16.
And looking to get into that Sweet 16, those 3 points right now would be very, very sweet. A big gain, a big help towards that ultimate goal. Because it isn't just your 1 week. You got to get all 5 to be reasonably good if you're going to get in there. And I think Monsieur Slime is drawing close to the area of Sherlock as we see Synth finding the Rainbow Drop Cave. Unfortunately, no Staff of Rain.
But at least he knows where both Charlock and the Jerk Cave is, so once he does get that, he knows exactly where to go.
And Slime is found Cantlin, and I believe is not too far away from Sherlock at this point. Maybe not. It happened so fast. Rayless, could you slow it down next time? We had real trouble following the map. Unless Rayless has already left us.
Ali
Coordinates.
Jabrap looks like is going to get the coordinates, which are 29 south, 14 east, for those who are interested in that.
And I bet you all three runners are wondering how Rayless pulled this off exactly, and thinking, what am I missing? There's got to be something. There's got to be a little bit of doubt creeping in on them at this point.
Well, chaos gonna chaos.
Absolutely is, and I think Slime has forgotten where Sherlock is. I believe Slime found it fairly early. Mind you, we're only 35 minutes in. That's not exactly super late by any means, but when it's going fast and furious, sometimes you can slip some details.
Yeah, now next week is, of course, going to be Cursed Princess Week. You'll actually have a second win condition, which is to say, if you rescue the princess and she takes a cursed belt from you to make room for the Gwaelin's love, then you instantly win. No Dragon Lord required. However, no Hurt More either. There will be no Hurt More spell available to the runners next week, which does limit your early aggression.
You won't be able to go hunting, say, an Axe Knight who's guarding the princess in the Swamp Cave at level 7. You're going to need to have some decent equipment and or stats, along with likely healer, potentially, to get that job done. And on top of that, Sneaky, you've got a plan for your items, what you have, because if you have like a torch, she's going to take a torch. You've got to plan very carefully if you're going to go for that win.
Yeah, torches, herbs. No, I think week 3 there will be keys. So they will have to find Rimildar before they can rescue the princess.
Here's Synth heading into Cantlin. So probably also going to check coordinates. All three of our remaining racers have now checked coordinates. We have Swamp North here for Ali, who might be going for a princess grab as well.
One other thing about next week is not just short Charlock that we've been seeing here, where walking into Charlock just drops you straight off at the Dragon Lord's floor, but also open Charlock, so you don't need to collect the Rainbow Drop and its component parts. It's just open and available immediately.
Stones of Sunlight Cave, vanilla style, has the Death Necklace.
Which means that search tile must be the Fairy Flute.
I believe we've seen, is the Fighter's Ring a searchable one at this point? It was found somewhere else. I can't remember on the new one if that's a search item.
Yeah, so next week they will need keys, so they can't just immediately break into Tentagel Castle's vaults, but open and short Charlock. You have that secondary win condition of the princess taking the cursed belt. No hurt more at all, and you have to get heal before you can get heal more.
So they're not seeing heal by like level 10 or 11. They could just try to power through the Princess's Guardian. There's going to be a lot of strategy involved depending on what the game gives them. And apparently you do need the drop, so it's maybe not open Sherlock. Or it's open that you can go in, but you need to have the drop to fight them.
I thought open Charlock is the bridge is just there.
Yeah, and I believed with open, at least in the past, you could just fight the Dragon Lord, but the bigger thing is the access to that treasury with 7 chests. There could be some very good loot to be had for the brave.
Yeah. So that's what they're going to be running up against next week.
Meanwhile, our 3 racers still in the hunt for second place, looking for a valuable 3 points. And right now, Monsieur Slime's got to be thinking, where is that trading cave? Slime may not have seen that the Rainbow Drop Cave was behind Sherlock.
I think he saw Sherlock, but he didn't see the cave. He must have missed it by like 1 or 2 tiles.
So the hunt is on here for everybody, looking for something. I'm not seeing any stones of sunlight for Lord of the Synth, so Lord of the Synth is actually missing coal right now, which would be very helpful for the stones, of course. We have a search coming up here from Ali Gerbrap fairly soon. And Synth, I believe, is just looking for the staff trade and has the rest of the information. And this just shows you how important your, it's as good as it is to keep track of things. Exploration means so much. And speaking of some exploration, I think Synth is about to get the Stones of Sunlight. So all that remains now for Synth is to find the staff, the Staff of Rain Cave. And Ali Gerbrap needs that trade in as well, and needs to find Mountain Cave for the token. Well, Monsieur Slime's got to find the Rainbow Drop Cave, but has to look a little north and yet somehow west of Sherlock, because the bridge is to the north of Sherlock. Pressure might be also be getting to our racers, Sneaky. They got to be feeling the heat here. They got to be thinking everyone else is close at this point, and they are. But everyone's missing that one critical piece of information.
Yeah, Ali Gerbrap is missing the token, which is in Mountain Cave, I believe.
It is indeed in Mountain Cave, one of the 2 chests up towards the top of the 2nd floor. And also needs to get the staff, which I believe is not that far away from Mountain Cave. So usually if you find one, you find the other. But somehow Synth has missed out and is now trying to find that Staff of Rain Cave as well. But they must have a million questions of how this was finished so fast. This would be gnawing at me if I was racing. Or maybe they're just focusing like a laser here and they're just going to try to get those 3 points. Got to get it done. Let's go. Methodically find our way through and get the 2nd place. Very, very crucial point, Sneaky.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, rule number 1, don't panic. Because that's a way to just get yourself off your game even more. Looks like Lord of the Synth has found Staff Cave. We'll go ahead and get that. Does know, has actually been into Jerk Cave, knows exactly where it is, so we could see Lord of the Synth actually being the next one anyway, into Charlotte Castle.
Time is running out on Slime here. Slime needs to find where that cave is as soon as possible to make a crack at 2nd place here. I'm not sure what Synth is up to at this point in time. Maybe not 100% as to where the trade-in is, or just going to fill up and then return?
He's probably feeling that if Rayless has taken it out 20 minutes ago, that the Dragon Lord's gotta be a cakewalk. He's got everything he needs. He wants to get his maximum MP before going down there.
So just setting up now, and yep, coming across the way. I believe Sherlock's not too far from this location. And there it is indeed. So now just heading up to cross the bridge. Slime is not going to be real happy. How long has Slime been wandering trying to find that Rainbow Drop Cave?
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was the only one that did that, hence the username, Sneaky the Lost.
And with the rainbow drop at hand, Synth will be our second competitor into Sharlock. As we see Gerbrap coming across Sharlock again. But unfortunately, still missing some items. As Synth is now into Sharlock, Sneaky, wandering around with 69 magic, now down to 67 with that repel.
Looks like this Axe Knight is going to try to block his path, but he manages to get away, rounding the first corner. Here's another Axe Knight.
Unfortunately, the Axe Knight's able to break through that repel, and probably the only enemy that can. So hopefully the encounter rate isn't too high here, allowing for some heal walking. Because they hit decently hard.
Well, with 91 defense, he's probably defense broken most everything else.
And as we know, the green dragons are not a threat, so just going to take a few turns to chop up the green dragon here for a Synth. And then we may get to see if Dragon Lord 1 is mean or not.
Or we may just see a preemptive sleep.
It worked for Vrelis. I wonder if Synth will use the same strategy. Another Axe Knight, though, showing up between the Spike Spot and the Dragon Lord.
Yeah, he's gonna use some herbs to heal up just to top himself off and be sure. And yeah, there is a huge MP jump at 17, but Vrelis did it at 16, so it's definitely doable.
Here we go, an opening attack of 61. The Dragon Lord hits for 62. The Dragon Lord has been lifting. And here comes a sleep. Ooh, and then a crit. A crit of 78.
No, that really wasn't a crit. That was just a backhand right there.
I always like to imagine that Dragon Lord 1 gets the only enemy that gets to use crits in this game when you play Chaos with those big hits.
So be it, Jedi.
And here comes... Oh, so I thought Slime was going up to the right bridge. It was a swamp, but the wrong swamp and bridge.
Vrelis mentioning in chat, I'm gonna go get some lotto tickets now.
Oh, he's going the wrong way! Oh, there we go. Slime has found the way.
Monsieur Slime has got to be feeling the urgency right now, but he's only got 44 MP.
And deciding to use return, going to go fill up and come back. Will this cost Monsieur Slime, or will Synth have more difficulty?
Well, with only 44 MP, I don't blame him for wanting to heal up. Even if you do get your lucky first turn sleep, first turn stop spell, that's probably not going to be enough.
I do want to point out that Vrelis finished with 53. I think he only had to use 2 heal mores. If you land both of those first turn, it's good as over.
True, and then Lord Synth walking in and getting the backhand from the Dragon Lord.
I think Synth might be trying to grind in Mountain Cave.
If there are Drakeemas down there, I don't blame him. The wizards are also a really nice pickup, being a one-shot kill for 125 experience.
Probably feels more magic points are going to be required to deal with this Dragon Lord. And honestly, we're going to wait until after to see the stats for resistances. It could just be that Vrelis definitely hit the lottery. Have to wait and see.
Yeah, Vrelis mentioning that he figured that the dive was more of an exploration dive. Honestly, we did too, Vrelis. We thought the exact same thing.
And yeah, for those saying 17 had a good magic point gain, the magic point gain is almost as good to 18 if they decide to go that far. Those stats are just redonkulous for Ali. And here comes a token pickup for Allie after this cursed belt. Level 17%. That's probably going to prompt another dive as we see Monsieur Slime now dealing with an axe.
Since getting the news that it's going to be another 1500 XP to his next level, questioning whether or not he goes or he grinds, looks like his response is go time.
Given that Vraelis finished so quickly, they have to feel 17's the level. Slime now rounding the corner and running into a metal slime, who, as we figured out earlier, probably have very high agility, but don't seem to be packing much of a punch.
A metal slime with his insanely high defense and very little attack power? Who wrote this?
Oh, that's just silly. Hey, look, it's worth 6 experience. That is not very metal slime-like.
Very valid.
I'm noticing a pattern here. We've seen Axe Knights, we've seen Metal Slimes, and now we've seen Magicians. There's a whole gray theme motif going on for the regular enemies inside of Sherlock. And then the Spectre totally ruins that. Thank you. Thank you for ruining that. We do know the Spectre has that hurt more. Can do a bit of damage, but not as bad with Erdrick's armor in tow, of course.
Yeah, Erdrick's armor, the best armor in the game. Not only does it have the highest defense, but it reduces the damage hurt more do to you, reduces the damage the Dragon's Breath does to you. You get to restore 1 hit point per tile you walk, immunity to barrier and swamp tiles. I mean, it's just one of the best around.
And we do see there's a Droll in here, and we know they've got Dragonlord 2 Breath. They're dangerous monsters. And the hit points are almost gone here for Synth, and Synth is taken down with a measly 8 damage attack. Oh my.
He was trying to save that MP for the final fight. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him. Will be sent back home, which means Monsieur Slime looks like is going to be the next one to square off against the Dragonlord. However, Aliger Brap now making his way into Charlock as well. All 3 runners are neck and neck at this point. It could be anyone.
Allie rocking that fairy water, getting a massive, massive hero walk all the way to the spike spot. You gotta watch out, Monsieur Slime, and you're going home. You're going home. Drops a Sergei Fedorov on him. Oh my goodness. Ridiculous amounts of damage. As we're gonna see if Allie is gonna try the preemptive sleep and strategies of such. They got Vraelis that 26-21.
Yeah, now, fortunately, he is vulnerable to sleep, or at least Vraelis manages.
Here comes the sleep, and it worked. It worked. Very, very nice.
Aliger Brap just having none of it, just says, go to sleep. I just want to talk to your big brother. Now let's see if he can land that stop spell.
Straight fight. And we do know this Dragonlord 2 has sleep at the beck and call. And here it comes. Oh no! Still asleep, and there's the fire breath. And indeed, Ali Gerbrap going back to the start, as we now have Slime chasing Synth, who is going to get to the spike spot first. Who will get these 3 points for second place, Sneaky? They've all got some information, the most belonging to Allie, but right now, Synth with the best shot based on positioning for that 3rd place.
Honestly, it's anybody's game. It just depends on what happens with that second phase at this point. And if they can get that stop spell to land. If they can land that stop spell that's gonna be it. But both of these
Oof.
runners, Monster Slime
Oof.
and Lord Synth, coming up almost at the same time, we actually could have a runoff. They could be within a minute of each other.
Unfortunately, Synth goes with Stop Spell. It fails twice and Synth gets killed while a sleep lands for Slime. So that sleep must be a high chance, but this Dragon Lord woke up and has sent Slime packing. This is unreal. This shows you guys how lucky Vraelis got with that battle going so well.
Dragon Lord goes, oh, you want to play with sleep? Fine, I'll put you to sleep this time, return the favor, and then beat him down.
Clearly the Dragon Lord embarrassed after that first battle of Vraelis, bringing all the Flexen and all the Hexen to take all of these runners down that are remaining in this race, looking for those valuable 3 points for second place.
Alagerbrap now rounding the corner and is probably going to be the next one that will try for the fight again. We'll see how successful he is. Lord of the Synth looks like he's...
Slime has gone back to grinding, potentially. Synth getting some herbs. Green Dragon runs away on the spike spot. Gotta love that in Chaos. Here we go again, the Dragon Lord. Once again, going to step up to the plate. Can there be another fool knocked down? Let's find out.
First turn sleep landed.
That sleep has got to be a very high percentage. But waking up immediately and dropping a 78. Oh boy.
Now, you gotta heal here, because you've got less than 48 hit points. If he preempts you with that 48-point Dragon Breath, you're just gone. So he had to blow a heal more there.
So let's find out now how this will go on the Dragon Lord 2. Going for the stop spell. Will it land? It does. So Ali Gerbrap looking to be in phenomenal shape. Keep in mind, Vraelis had 30 less magic points in this exact same situation and only used 1 or 2 heal mores for this whole battle. So, barring a miss menu, Gerbrap is going to take second place.
Lord of the Synth coming in for his next attempt.
Synth also, with that repel, getting a great hero walk here. Gonna head over there, and Slime drawing close to Sharlock. But I think Slime, if Slime finishes 4th, will have to be just absolutely destitute with how long he was carrying around all of those story items and just couldn't find the Rainbow Drop Cave.
Yeah, I imagine I might have been a little salty if that had happened to me.
Hey, Sneaky, I think it's time to get out your GGs.
Oh, yes it is. Get out your GGs. Alagerbrap coming in second in this race, getting another 3 points. That means both Vraelis and Alagerbrap walking out of here with a total of 8 points for the first and second weeks.
Monsieur Slime gets drolled back to the king, but Stop Spell strats from Synth. We know sleep is the answer, but Stop Spell continues to be the effort. Cannot land it again. Here comes a sleep. And now Monsieur Slime holds a slight lead due to the fact of dying sooner. And keep in mind, 3rd place does indeed get 2 valuable points. There's still stuff to be decided. This is only week 2 of 5 weeks of league play. And the top 16 point getters will make the elimination round. Meanwhile, Slime getting hung up by a werewolf here. Oh, I think Synth might have actually passed him. Not quite, but that gained Synth quite a bit of ground. They're almost neck and neck here, Sneaky.
Right now, it's all up to encounter luck. I'm actually surprised they didn't pop a repel.
Synth is stopping to fill up at the inn. Meanwhile, Monsieur Slime has plowed ahead and is back into Sherlock again. Let's see how things go for Slime here. Keep in mind, the answer seems to be Sleep on Dragon Lord 1 and Stop Spell on Dragon Lord 2. Let's see what happens. But a Droll, not what you want to see. And Repel would be keeping this dangerous fire breather away. Gonna go hurt more and just try to cut it down. Does not do the job, unfortunately, Sneaky.
And the follow-up punch does take it down before it can have a chance to lay on the Dragon Lord Breath.
And not using Repel here versus Synth using it, as you can see, is making up massive amounts of ground and, in fact, is basically dead even now. Oh,
Yeah,
and
the
passing now.
runners are neck and neck. And that second repel spell has just given Lord Synth a slight lead. They are now both into the Green Dragon fight. Almost
a Green Dragon run! The Green Dragon preemptive run, a huge get for Synth. Getting a bit of a lead here. As we get Slime's grinding, actually, on the Green Dragons.
That decision may have just cost him the race because the Dragon Lord Phase 1 is asleep. And still asleep. This should do it.
Provided that stop spell lands on Dragon Lord 2, it is all over. But the gnashing of the slimy teeth. And now going to fight the Dragon Lord. Maybe a misstep.
Uh-oh, did not cast stop spell.
Uh-oh. As we know, that sleep is dangerous. But no sleep popping out yet. Has Synth been to Dragon Lord 2 yet is the question.
That is the question. We'll see if he actually drops asleep. He's actually not been doing so.
And here comes the sleep on Dragon Lord 2. While there's a sleep for Dragon Lord 1, but waking up and casting sleep on Slime. My goodness, chaos trolling for the Dragon Lord. That never happens. As Slime
Dragon
gets
Lord
killed.
2 has been blocked. Lord of the Synth has landed his stop spell.
With that stop spell, barring a miss menu, this should do it. Synth will take third place, most likely, getting those 2 points, and Slime will be relegated to fourth, getting a single. And indeed, GG's, Sneaky. Get him out.
Brigadier GG's coming in third place, Lord of the Synth with 2 points. With the 3 that he already has, put him in at 5 points going into week 3.
Slime has got to feel pretty rotten about this after the fact, especially if he watches this back. Had such a commanding story item lead, but didn't know where the Rainbow Drop cave was. Just didn't see it when Sherlock was spotted, unfortunately.
Yeah, we've got Allerger Brep now in the commentator's booth. Hey, tell us, what was this seed like for you?
Well, honestly, the one thing that really went in my mind was, like, I couldn't find a lot of things. Staff of Cave, that was, like, it took me for a while. I know where it was. And, like, I don't have SR open that often. So, like, I opened it maybe, like, 40 minutes in or so. And I saw Veilus finish in 30 minutes, and I'm like, there's no way it has to be an obvious place. I must have missed it, and like it had to be really close to home. Because I felt, knowing where the armor and the sword was, and where everything else was, it had to be close. Even the token, for that matter.
It's not even a case of that close. Veilus just hit every single beat in the perfect order. And just went in preemptively, sleeping Dragon Lord 1 and stopped spelling Dragon Lord 2. Came in, like, I think only had 65 magic points at the start of the fight and only ended up using 20 magic points total for the win. Just everything lined up. It was phenomenal. You should watch it back later. It is breathtaking.
Yeah, I must assume, but like there were like a lot of good enemies to kill. Whatever it's raids, and I don't remember what I killed earlier, but like the first 2 enemies I killed, I was like level 5 already, and I was like, wow, it's going to go fast. You know?
How did Vraylus finish this in 26 minutes?
You have to see it. It is amazing. It's perfect exploration order, and then preemptively sleeping and stop spelling the Dragon Lord 1 and 2 respectively. Just dove in as an exploration and nailed it. It was awesome.
Yeah, I think yeah, that DL1 was something else, with both sleep and a really, really high amount of strength.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Dragon Lord 1 had sleep and hit for like 91 that I saw. And Dragon Lord 2, of course, having the sleep didn't help either. However, at least the Dragon Lord 2 fight didn't have a very high stop spell resist. Everyone so far has managed to land that stop spell on the first try.
I gave up on trying to stop spell DL1 after the third wipe. Fortunately, he seemed very susceptible to sleep.
Dragon Lord 1 has yet to evade a sleep spell.
I figured it was since I couldn't land a stop spell. I'm like, okay, sleep, and then I might go grind another level. Because you were perfectly capable of taking down DL2 level 16 unless you had a ton of HP.
Oh my, looking at the Dragon Lord 1 stats, he has a 0 chance to resist sleep and a 15 out of 16 to resist stop spell.
And Ali and Vraylus both landed a stop spell, huh?
No, that's phase 2. They landed the stop spell first time.
Okay. Yeah, I freaked when I saw DL2 had sleep. Fortunately, I only stayed down for one round.
Yeah, you were
That
able
kinda
to
stops
recover
rolling.
from that once you got it. You managed to recover very easily, get the stop spell in, and then it was just a walk from there.
Yeah.
Monsieur Slime now into
Oh my
phase
goodness,
2.
no! A
Preemptive
preemptive
sleep!
Oh no!
Why? Why? Good God, game.
Oh, that's
and
gotta
by-
hurt. Preemptive sleep and bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Yeah, Dragon Lord 2 phase can only resist stop spell 3 out of 16, so very low resistance to stop spell, which is fortunate, except when he preemptives.
I have to dust off my Simpsons quotes and just go, stop, he's already dead.
So I did like the fact that at the start of the game, you saw me go back up into the throne room to mark the 3 extra chests so I could try and set up a grind right off the bat. And the very chest the glitch became active on was Erdrick's sword, and the glitch text was Erdrick's sword.
Yep, it'll do that if you find the sword, then you're finding stuff after it. It'll always say that. It's very confusing, to put it lightly.
Yeah, it was funny. I said to myself, that can't be Erdrick's sword. And
Yeah,
it was funny. I said to myself, that can't be Erdrick's sword. So I looked at my equipment. And then nothing was in my inventory. I was like, is that Erdrick's sword? So I looked at my equipment.
I was lucky. I found that it was my second chest after the grind. I was lucky. I found that it was my second chest after the grind. So
I also did a preemptive and ultimately unnecessary. Gwalen rescue. Just because I'm fond of that play in chaos mode. Just because even if the overworld you can check how much experience it is to the next level.
Yep, and
even if the
joining
overworld
us is
spot
Monsieur
wasn't necessary.
Slime. Man, joining us is Monsieur Slime. Physically painful to watch.
I should have been using stop spell, shouldn't I?
For phase 2, yeah. Phase 1 of the Dragon Lord is sleep. No resistance.
I only made it to phase 2 the one time, so okay.
You know, honestly, I'm not a fan of the preemptive stop spell strategy for DL1 and DL2. Although I guess in this case it would have been very, very useful.
Yeah, Vraylus did a preemptive sleep on DL1. He never actually saw what the DL1 phase could do. He just slept it stayed asleep for 4 turns, wham bam, thank you ma'am, on to phase 2, preemptive stop spell, and from all there, it was all over but the grind.
Literally, Vraylus spent 20 magic points and about 2 minutes fighting the Dragon Lord. It was pretty silly.
Wow. I'm looking at the stream right now. I see I took the most deaths out of any of the runners tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a little hung up in Mountain Cave. I thought about abandoning it. I was going to, except the level I picked up gave me the level blah. Use your words. The level I picked up on the way back gave me hurt. And I knew there were a bunch of high experience enemies in there, so that sent me back in there that last time. Otherwise, I just would have kept exploring.
Yeah, there were a lot of low-hanging fruit in Zone 0 and 1 that was giving out hundreds of experience points. So the entrance looked like it was pretty fun.
Yeah, definitely. So I keep notes on high experience enemies. My list, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 10 enemies listed. Only one of them is under 100. That was the Warlock for 84. Most of them are mid 100s.
Oh, it was pretty crazy. I believe it was Ali that got a Drakima in the first.
Yeah,
the
250.
first kill, and then got another 200 plus to get another 3 levels. It was just like, oh, okay. Because your first 2 fights, you got to level 7. It was awesome.
Yeah, but this was just an amazing race from all of our runners. I mean, it was crazy.
And it really gave the full breadth of chaos, wouldn't you say, racers?
For sure. And the thing that threw me was when we saw what was it, a 26, 27-minute finish. That sparked me to think, okay, I'm missing something very obvious, and that just threw me off. And I ended up spending, I think it was probably 15 minutes, but felt more like a half hour, just trying to find the magic drop cave, and it was right in the backyard. That was very unfortunate.
Yeah, our other 2 competitors, I believe, did see that cave ahead of time, so knew where it was once they got all their materials, but I don't believe you did. So it became a whole thing where you searched everything else first, and that was just truly unfortunate.
I had to explore the entire map to find the Staff of Rain cave.
Same here.
That makes me feel a little bit better. That DL1 was just, my goodness.
I assume Vraelis went west first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you watch it back, you'll just see Vraelis just kind of go, all right, I need this now. Oh, I've got this. I need this. Oh, here it is. Oh, how about this? Okay, I'll do this and this. Oh, I'm done in 26, 21. Okay, sure.
Yeah, I mean, he could not have been expecting to be able to walk away with that victory on his first dive. In fact, I think he even said in chat, unfortunately he's been having some internet problems, so he had to drop out of our commentator booth, but he actually said, the first time I was just going for information and seeing what he would do.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah, this will be an interesting mod to watch.
I have to say, now with this seed, you could go back and, knowing where to go, I'm not sure you could beat that 26-21 very easily. It's just one of those things that happens sometimes with this type of game.
For sure. So, runners, what are your thoughts on next week's seed set, the flag set? The Cursed Princess optional win, no hurt mores, open and short Charlock, and you have to get heal before heal more.
Should be fun. I actually need to run a couple practice seeds just to figure out how to get Goylan to take the cursed belt.
Well, it's not even just that. I mean, I believe you can also win by killing the Dragon Lord. You might be one of those. You might have to switch strategies midstream. It's going to be interesting to see how all of our racers are going to kind of crunch the numbers on this and move forward with it. Very interesting flag set coming up in week 3.
It all depends where the cursed belt fall. Where it will be, because if it's easily gettable. Like I think it will be probably Curse Princess unless we've got a red dragon. But like even if whatever enemy is there, even if he has like sleep and DL2 breath, I figure that like saving the princess will be faster just because you only need to kill one enemy and after that you're done. And I'm not sure if it's short Charlotte for the next round, but if
I believe it's short and open, but I'm
Yeah,
not
it
100%
is
I
both
believe it
short
is.
and open. So, you know, just because you can get the princess doesn't necessarily mean it might be the fastest way to do things. If your stats are great by the time you get to the princess, you may just want to go ahead and take down the dragon lord.
Yeah, we should see some interesting races next week then.
And something else that just kind of pops into my head just thinking about it. If there's a curse belt at the castle, you know, you set up a grind and you just grind your inventory full of curse belts. Done. She'll have to take it.
Very valid point.
But either way, well played tonight by all the racers. Frailus clearly won the lottery with some moves today, but watching that Dragon Lord, all three of you just going in, and the Dragon Lord clearly embarrassed about that first fight, really took it out on you guys, and it was wild watching the lead swing back and forth between all three competitors.
Yeah, another thing that I noticed, Ala Jabrap was using Repel to be able to get through Charlock with like no encounters at all. Well, the other two runners were struggling with those Axe Knights and those Drolls.
And not to mention those Spectres, they also were fairly annoying until they eventually ran away.
Well, that definitely is going to conclude this race. Tune in next time. Of course, tomorrow we're going to be having 3 races, so keep your eyes peeled out for those. Coming from the commentators booth, this is Sneaky the Lost. With me is Bryce Sulf, and on the restream is going to be Math Girl with both Centroid and Renakai as the trackers, and see you next time.
And we're done.